Hello, I'm Adinser and I'm going to talk about class changes in Legion for the next couple of minutes. First of all, these changes are long overdue and I believe that they will be the driving force of getting people back to the game, along with the Demon Hunter of course, and the rest of the end game and world changes will keep them subbed. So almost all of the classes are getting revamped in some respect, small or big, and they categorized what they needed to do really well. Every class needs to be distinct and feel immersive and empowering. These changes were announced a while back, but now we have a lot more information. The coolest are the changes to priests, warlocks and hunters. Now disciplined priests have terrible gameplay at the moment and it was no bet for the entirety of warlords. But they plan on changing the spec to be more distinct and focus on atonement healing to the extent of having a new resource called atonement. So the old style of atonement healing is back and here to stay. I personally am really hyped for this and am considering making my priest my main again, especially since they are changing Shadow as well. It will also have a new resource called Insanity, and the theme of the spec will be the Void and have a huge inspiration from the old gods. All of this sounds really alluring, but if a priest is not your style, hunters are getting a revamped talent tree for survival, which was revealed a while back at Gamescom as well, but the problem I now see that could potentially afflict the survival spec is that it becomes a purely melee spec, which a hunter should never be. Just think about it. The way hunters are at the moment, they have really few spells in their rotation, and if you add like 5 more to it or even more, it would overwhelm people, and not to mention potentially making it OP for PvP. At the current state of the game and player base, I would think that most of these melee abilities will replace most of the ranged ones. And then the spec will be pretty bad in my opinion. Just a lower form of a rogue with a pet. This is all speculation mind you, but they were really adamant about ability pruning last expansion, and it would seem unlikely to add so many spells to a spec without taking a lot of them out. So let's hope that it resembles a hunter from before Cat, with all the abilities a hunter should have. Now demonology will be revamped completely as well, with a focus on summoning a large amount of demons and buffing them to do your bidding. This is also a cool change, and now the warlock class will have 3 distinct specs, one for pure damage, one for dots and one for pets. The rest of the changes they showed were a bit alarming. For one simple reason, they seem to be streamlining and simplifying even more than they already have. DKs will only have one rune type, and I can't think of a possible way to introduce another skill cap other than yet another resource, but they won't do that. So DKs will lose the majority of their skill cap, making the class literally a spam fest. Also, Fury Warriors will have to track only one proc instead of 4, again simplifying the spec to an insane amount. And the last one shown was the Arcane Mage, so now they won't care about mana. The main skill cap that was there from Cataclysm for Arcane is now gone. And yes, all these changes will make DPSing with the classes easier and essentially more fun because of the freedom you will have. But how long will that last? Remember, this is an MMO. When you reach a skill cap that is lowered by half, the game will begin to get stale rather quickly. The rest of the changes look really good and a welcome change, but I can't think of how the rogues' constant stealth when they do a finisher is not going to be OP in PvP. But that's up to Holinka to balance. Good luck with that, and the demon hunters flying all over the place. And now everything they showed had me insanely hyped yesterday, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized how much things could go wrong, as it did for Warlords. If I remember correctly, Warlords was hyped to all hell, and everyone thought it would be the best expansion ever. But I guess that the long beta period for Legion will fix most of that. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time.